guys get offended if you don't want to have sex? While being intimate, do guys notice our wobbly bits? Do guys prefer shaved down there or not? I love this video so much.
You were in the mood.
Yeah.
And you were like feeling sexy.
Hello guys, and welcome back. Oh, I didn't film and welcome back to our channel.
I'm just so excited to film this video. You're like, oh, off we go.
No pressures on me today. It's all on you.
Yeah, I know. That's why I've got my cup of tea. You know, calm the nerves.
He's nervous.
I'm not that nervous.
No.
I don't really know. I haven't thought about it. I haven't had time to get nervous because we've kind of done this video pretty quick. We
have actually.
Yeah.
So that's quite good for you. So we're doing asking questions to my husband that you guys are too afraid to ask. Now,
Too afraid to ask me?
Yes.
To ask their own husbands.
To ask their own husbands. I actually had to ask on my story because I've seen loads of people doing this type of video. Again, I think it was started by the YouTuber Byron, but I asked on my story, like, what does this actually mean? Because I was confused, but it's meant to be, and then people basically just sent in loads of questions on that poll, so I just used that question poll. I didn't do a new one, but it was basically questions that they may want to ask their own husband or partner, but they're too scared, so I'm going to ask you.
Great.
It's just things people want to know, basically.
This is really great.
This is a great start.
Excellent. Why is your hair so big and thick? Well, barbers are closed, so it's a bit big all over the place at the moment.
I think it looks great though, like really curly and lovely. Oh, I love this video. I love this one. I did a screenshot of this one because it was like, do boys prefer boobs or bum? Comma. I can imagine James being very awkward in this video.
Well, that's a good, helpful question to start with.
I thought that was a nice one to start with.
Is that a question you'd ask your husband?
Do boys
I really want to ask my husband this.
Do boys prefer Maybe she wants to ask her husband, do you prefer bum or boobs, hubby?
Maybe.
I know what James prefers.
I prefer bum.
Yeah.
But then...
Every boy's
different. Every boy's different.
Yeah.
Bum went through a very fashionable phase though, didn't it? I think personally, I think bum's more in. But then... Different
My
boys
boobs go to waist, guys, okay? I've got like G's, okay? That's what I'm talking about. I've got big boobs. And they're going to waist over here because he's all about the booty. So if your husband's about the boobs, I'm jealous.
Yeah, I think bum is now more fashionable. I think bum is in. But yeah, it just depends. I think it's different people, different things.
Yeah, agreed. Do guys get offended if you don't want to have sex? So if you were like, I want to have sex, and I was like, meh.
Oh, so like in like if you were in a relationship,
offended?
this isn't like a first date.
Or it could be first
I guess
date.
if it so like in a relationship,
no,
boys wouldn't get offended.
Might get upset.
They might get upset. I think they might get upset. I think you've got to think of it from your point of view. If you were in the mood, and you were like feeling sexy, and you were like, I'm really in the mood for sex. And you know, you go to your husband and you're like,
sex, please.
Sex? And the husband's like,
nah.
You could understand.
Right, now that's offensive. You just looked me up and down and went, nah.
Right, so, but even if it was done in a nice way, you might be a little bit upset / overthink the fact that your husband didn't want to have sex with you. Because I think especially, but I think more that way on, because I think people think that men are more prone to just want to have sex all the time. Yeah,
you know what, that is a good one. You're so right with the overthinking it, because you think, oh, boys always want to have sex. So if my husband doesn't want to have sex with me, then I must be looking really ugly today. And that's what goes through your head, when actually it's not like that.
But don't forget, the question was the other way around.
Oh yeah!
I think most men wouldn't be that frustrated, because again, I think most men think that they're the ones who want to have sex more than which isn't the case. I think it's a very old-fashioned thing that, you know, men want to have sex more than women. I don't think it's necessarily the case. But yeah, I think, again, I think you've got to think if it was your way around, you might be a little bit upset / just disappointed if it was something you wanted to do with your partner. And then the other way around, it's just going to be the same feelings. But again, though, you have every right to say no, obviously. Yeah. That goes without saying.
I know. I love how you always like to clarify that. I know. It's really nice.
I know. But like, yeah, you just got to think how you'd feel if someone said no to you when you were in the mood.
I guess it's literally the same for guys and girls. Does a guy stalk a girl's social media when they start hanging out? Did you stalk mine? You didn't have anything to stalk. You literally had like 3 old photos of you, like one when you were like 12.
No, but you're getting really confused with the question. Did I stalk yours?
That's what I'm saying, but I'm just saying.
Oh, you didn't have anything to stalk of me? No, I wasn't.
Would you stalk someone's social media if you were started hanging out with them? So when you started hanging out with
Not at this age, no.
Oh.
Definitely not at this
really?
age.
But anyone would do it.
I don't think I would at this age.
Even if I meet a friend, I'm like, ugh, I wonder what she posted on social media. I wonder what her Instagram photo is.
I would go back and I would look through her photos and be interested. Because I think it'd be strange in some ways. If you really liked someone, it'd be strange not to be interested in some ways.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be there like every 10 minutes checking if they posted an Instagram story or, you know, like stalking their Instagram, their Facebook and their Twitter to see if they're out with other boys.
I
wouldn't do that at this age.
I guess it's the weird
Maybe I would have in the past.
I would have. In the past.
But I wouldn't at this age. And I think again with most guys, they wouldn't admit it, but probably when you're younger you do it.
Yeah.
And then at this age you'd like to think that we're old enough and mature enough not to be like that.
But
would you, Carys? Would you stalk a new boy?
I'm not old and mature. I'm only 24. 23? 24.
24 now. You're 24 now.
I honestly keep forgetting my age. It's embarrassing. Biggest turn off in a girl. What's turning you off, Boo?
Oh gosh.
What, is there so
Where
many?
do I start? Shall I just list all of Carys' fault? I'm joking. Biggest turn off for me.
Careful, Boo. Is it my
The fake hair,
hair extensions? That's a good start.
That was a good
Shouldn't have
start.
worn these in this video.
Biggest turn off? I don't know.
What about personality? Like insecure? Someone being insecure? Well, I was really insecure.
Well, yeah,
so
like, I guess the biggest turn off is like girls who are kind of overcompensating for what is clearly a lack of like kind of self-love, but which is difficult because it's kind of sad, but at the same time it is a bit of a turn off when a lot of girls are kind of they come across like too confident.
Because it's like a cover, which is how I was, wasn't it, when we first met?
No, too kind of, not like attention seeking, like, you know, hi, look at me.
Honestly, I have been through a journey, but at least a journey and a half. At least you stuck with me, but it is hard because now I look back and I'm like, why did you stick with me? Because when you do lack that self-confidence and that self-love, you do things that you don't want. Now I'm like, why would I do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you do things just for attention, like you said.
And potentially this whole like, oh, don't look at me, I'm so ugly. It's
like,
oh, you're just fishing there. You're just fishing for that compliment.
That's literally me still every day, so I'm still working on it. James is the most confident person, self-love queen you'll ever meet. He doesn't even look in the mirror.
He gives me a compliment, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, and I'm never.
Stop it.
My God, I'm so ugly today.
Sorry, I just said my two biggest turn-offs, and you just said you do both. That's not good.
Why are you with me? While being intimate, do guys notice our wobbly bits, and do they care? I think you like my wobbly bits the most.
Yeah, you're like, it's good to grab, isn't it?
Gotta have something to grab.
Can't grab, you can't. Otherwise, it's like, woo!
Got something to hold on to. Woo! Woohoo! Take me for a ride. Okay.
Oh no, that's too much of a picture.
I know. I love these. I love these videos. They make me laugh so much.
No, I don't think so. Like, yes, but it's not a negative. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're intimate, you kind of take in each other fully. If a guy doesn't like your wobbly bits, then that's harsh. But also,
you don't want his wobbly bits.
You wouldn't be in a long-term relationship with them, and it wouldn't be in that stage. You know what I mean?
I guess that's more for...
You would notice it in terms of you take in that person as a whole while you're intimate with them most of the time. But you would notice them. Yeah. But it doesn't mean it's a negative.
Yeah, it's almost like fake to be like, you wouldn't. I wouldn't even notice I'm blinded by love. But
that makes it seem like a negative. It makes it seem like wobbly bits are negative.
No, but I'm saying
I wouldn't notice.
No, that's what I'm saying. It would be fake to say that.
Yeah.
So then, by saying it, but also not putting you off, that's what you want in them.
Jiggly bits are the most satisfying bits during intimate moments.
We all love a wobble. That's all we're meant
We don't want things not to move. We think we're doing it wrong. It's like, what's going on?
Girl, you ain't wobbling. I love these videos so much. I wish Mila could understand what we were saying. She's sleeping so calmly. She's literally like peaceful, like, I'm wobbling.
I don't wobble. I mean, I'm not beautiful. No, Mina, it's also okay not to be wobbly.
It's okay exactly. I was just going to say that, Phil. I'm so sorry for this one, she said.
Oh, no.
She's not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. No, it's not that bad. Do guys prefer shaved down there or not? And then she's put in brackets a cat emoji, just to specify the pussycat.
Right, that took me a while to understand. This is like a very vague answer, but it really does depend guy to guy. Like I think probably the best compromise is a little bit of hair.
Yeah, and I think everyone says that.
Again, you've got to think the opposite. Maybe what would you like your guy to be like? And I think a lot of women would find it great to have it completely shaved. A lot of women wouldn't mind it being very hairy. But I think a lot of women like that kind of
In between.
mid-ground, which is, you know, trimmed and tidied.
Gardened.
Yes, what's it called? Manscaping. Bit of manscaping down there, you know?
No, oh my god, I was just going to say something really bad.
I'd say most guys are probably in that middle ground.
Yeah.
But then, you know, some guys would prefer it just hairy and some guys would prefer it completely shaved. But, like, it's up to you what you do with your body, and then you just need, or if you're very chilled about what you do with your body, you just need to talk to your partner about that thing, because honestly, it would probably make his day.
What do you want me, like, I can put I can shave a little
and
J
the same
in
the
there
other
for
way
you.
around, you need to tell your partner what, you know, I don't think guys would ever get offended if you were like, do you mind trimming down there, it's a bit smelly.
Yeah. God, Boo's are really, oh my god, I just referred to as Boo. James is really opening up in this video. Yeah. First impressions of your parents-in-law, which are my parents, just to clear that up for you.
My parents.
As my rents.
As the rents.
My folks.
First impressions? I can't remember. I honestly can't remember.
I can't remember you meeting my...
I remember Carys as a child she wasn't wild, but like she was a little bit out there, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know what the wording would be.
Reckless, teenager.
Just compared to like...
My siblings.
Yeah, Carys's parents are just lovely, lovely people. And your whole family are just very lovely and down to earth, and, you know, and you were just a little bit wilder.
I was the wild child.
Yeah, the wild child.
Kind of a middle child. We have 4, so I like to say I am.
Your parents took me by a bit of surprise. I didn't see them being the way they
were. Of course. I see what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
You expected them to be a bit more like wild, like me.
Yeah, I don't know.
They are wild, but in like you said, in a humble.
Yeah,
and I was just a bit annoying.
Socks and Birkenstocks, like just such lovely people.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and you were horrible,
and you were just a little bit wild.
I was, and you could totally see why I did stick out of my family like a bit of a sore thumb. But I think that's why my parents love James so much, because he like reined me into who I was meant to be. I like that answer, Boo. That's really funny, actually. I never thought about that. Do men get insecure about sex? So would you get insecure about sex?
Yes, men definitely get insecure about sex. For all sorts of reasons.
Yeah.
Just the same reasons that you would get insecure about sex, I think. A man would.
Yeah, because you.
I think whenever kind of sex comes to an end, whatever that end may be, you always wonder whether it was good.
Yeah, because I always think when you think about being insecure in sex, I straight away think about how you look, but it's not. It's men could be insecure because they're like expected to be the ones who take control or are confident in that, and that could make you feel really insecure.
I think one of the worst things for men are like fake orgasms.
From them or from a female?
For a woman to do that. Because I think women think it's kind, but then if you start off in a relationship doing that, it's a bit hard hitting then later on.
And then I think that's what we talked about in a different Q&A, where it's like, then people sort of maybe fake an orgasm at the beginning, and then later on they're bitching about how they can't perform and he can't. And when it's actually all about communication, and it's like, if something's not working for you...
If he thinks that you're finishing, then why is he going to change what he does?
Or because everyone works differently, and it's all about communicating in that sense. So
I think we had good communication, and now like
we did.
I don't feel self-conscious whatsoever.
Early on, we were really.
You can imagine that if you didn't have that communication, if it was kind of secret, and I think often it is. Like often you have sex, and then it's all a bit secretive, and it's like, you know, you don't know whether it was good, and you don't really talk about whether it was good, and
that can be really hard if you don't feel confident enough, and it's just how it's always been between you, even if you've been together for a long, long time. But I think it's really good to try, and if it's something that's worrying you or something that's sort of a part of your relationship that you would like to change, then it's really good to just try and sit down and talk about it. I know. What am I like? Call me the helpline.
Should we do one more, 2 more?
Let's do some quick fire ones. How bad is Carys to deal with while she's on her period?
Just as bad as always, really. It doesn't change.
So true. Do you still find me as attractive? That's not Erin, the one who asked the question. That's me.
Erin, I think you're beautiful.
Who? Me?
No, I find Carys just as attractive as from the start, if not more attractive, because, you know, attraction isn't on the outside. It's not kind of physical. It's what you feel on the inside, and that just grows deeper and deeper every day. You've got your sarcasm voice on. Do you think it's awkward when I fanny fart during sex? No.
I always fanny fart. Are there any cons to marriage?
Are any cons to marriage?
Be honest.
It's expensive to get married. Even if you do it really cheaply, it's quite expensive. And then the other con is if you want to get out of it, it's expensive.
That's so true! Okay, that was all of them.
Okay.
I did a quick fire and then I ran out. So that was all of them. Well done, James. I'm so proud of you. Hug, hug, hug. You give the best advice.
Yes.
I absolutely love. Did you find that awkward? They're always
Some
a
questions.
bit awkward.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Yeah. I didn't finish my tea. I was so on edge. I know
That's
it's cold
intense
now,
for
but I'm
James.
still going to keep going.
We hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know other Q&As. We're kind of just like loving.
Yeah, we just chilled.
A mixture of videos, aren't we? So just
let us know what we can do.
let us know, yes, if you enjoyed the video or not. Please give the video a like if you did enjoy it. It helps our videos so much. And go on, boo.
Comment below your thoughts. Subscribe if you're new and turn your notices on.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next video. Bye. Love you so
guys.
much. Bye. Mwah.